One here.
And no ultimate. Right now, he don't have. Like, use fucking BKB. Oh my fucking god. All time.
Opportunity to plan ahead 3 seconds before. That's amazing. If your teammate's a dumbass and he can't plan with you 3 seconds ahead, start counting down from 10 seconds. I don't give a shit. I do it all the time. There's no reason to make any of your actions in this game a mystery. Say what you're going to do, say when you're going to do it, and make sure you tell people what you want them to do as well. That shit is easy. Alright, so in short, positive communication is a powerful tool. Telling people that they're doing good, asking them to do things for you, telling them when and why you're doing things, creates a stress-free environment, which allows you to be in control whether they realize it or not. Less stress, more structure equals easy wins. But of course, there are exceptions. Let's talk about when you fuck up. And who will you fuck up? I am not a good Dota player in a traditional sense. I can't click more than 2 hotkeys at once, and I can't last hit for shit. But if you want to be a pub commander, all you gotta know is when shit's gonna work and when it ain't gonna work. You gotta know when people should fight and when they should die. You gotta be able to convince your team that if they all die getting this Rax at 18 minutes, it's gonna be totally worth it. Most of the time, you will know these things. Even if you don't, your allies will think that you know these things. They'll be more organized, and they will be unafraid. If you can establish yourself as a leader and tell your team to do shit, they're gonna think that you know what you're talking about. And sometimes it might work, sometimes it doesn't. But I'll tell you, a team that thinks something is gonna work and goes to do that will beat any team that's uncoordinated 90% of the time. But sometimes you're gonna fuck up. You're gonna tell your team to go roach and fight, and then they're all gonna die, and then you're gonna lose a Rax. Shit's gonna happen. In that situation, your best bet is to take responsibility and say what went wrong. Say, whew, that was a bad call by me. We should have done this, this, and this. This reduces tilt, and it can also motivate your team a little bit. But if you're making a shitload of bad calls all game, you need to stop fucking talking. Seriously. You're a leader, but a leader with an ego is way worse than no leader at all. I have said many times before in my games, guys, I'm making some bad calls. You guys do you. I'm going to buy wards and support you, but I need somebody else to be in charge because I suck. This can, in some situations, be the best thing you can do, and I've won plenty of games by having that sentence spit out. If your teammates are annoyed with you, stop talking. If you're getting people killed, stop talking. If you find yourself blaming your teammates, really, stop talking. All you have done by shutting up is making this into a normal pub game. And you've won plenty of normal pub games before, so stop talking as much. You can still tell people what you're doing, though, but you should probably stop. Alright, now let's have a talk about special cases. Most people in the game are just like you. They want to win. They want to have a little bit of fun. They lose. They win. They want to have a nice time. Great. Laugh with them, joke with them, whatever. Make the situation positive and open for communication. But then there are other people, and I've put them into categories for you to help explain. Number 1, the Husk. You will commonly find the Husk in the 0.5 bracket, and by this I mean the 3.5 to 4K or the 4.5 to 5K. You see, we as Dota players, we relate MMR to skill, and the milestones like 5K, 4K, 3K, those are what we strive for. Many strive for that, and they never fucking make it. Or maybe they've been there, and they've fallen from grace, and they've been trying for months to return. They sit in their games, clawing and clawing for that chance to be good again, but they can't. And they do everything that they can, and they can't, but their teams just keep feeding, and they start to lose their minds, and they're always pissed. Always! They go into Dota 2 pissed before the game fucking starts! They're tormented by their own failures for so long, everything makes them angry, because deep down they know the only reason they can't move forward is because they're fucking shitty. This is a husk of a normal human being. This is the husk. The husk will GG after first blood. The husk will sell all their items late game and say no wards over and over. The husk will ping you every time they die, even though you are already dead. The husk will work against you all game. Your job to win this game is to tame or kill the husk. Now, taming the husk is never easy, but here's what I do. You gotta treat this person like he's a literal fucking baby. Literally, a baby. Talk to the husk constantly. When he dies and pings you 100 times saying no gank, you apologize profusely. You buy wards, and then you sell them. You use your words to suck up to him in any conceivable way that you can, compliment every kill, apologize for every gank, and steal as much as his farm as you humanly can. I mean, verbally, you're his underling. You're his little pillow to cry into and punch like a child throwing a tantrum. Verbally, that's you. Physically, you're waiting for him to die so you can TP to his tower and take all the XP and farm until he comes back. You're stealing every last hit. This person is not suddenly gonna do better if you commit all your resources to them. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna take all that commitment, farm all game, and then go AFK once the enemy pushes the racks for the first time, pinging and complaining. The only 2 scenarios for victory in a husk are to snowball in the one team fight that they're in until you win, or you steal every piece of XP and gold that stupid asshole was ever gonna waste on himself. Over the mic though, you're his best friend. Don't worry, when you win this game, you're gonna be higher MMR than him, and he'll still be here 3 years from now. Number 2, the foreigner. People hate people that they can't communicate with, and that's because it's super easy. The fact is, when a guy can't communicate with you, you don't need to think of them as people. I mean, dehumanizing the enemy is the first step in any war, and you're not killing other people, you're killing them. You aren't losing games with another person, right? You're losing because a Peruvian or a Russian or a Martian is losing this game, and they're not people. Wrong, dumbass, they're fucking people. And I'm not telling you because I want to spread goodwill and kindness throughout the Dota community. I'm telling you they're people because people can be controlled, and we're gonna control them. These dudes left their servers for a reason. Sometimes it's ping, but most of the time everybody in their server treats them like shit. Well, not you. You see, there's one thing that all of us humans understand. It's very uncomplicated, and it is the language and communication of murder. When you play with somebody from another country you can't talk to, you know what they will understand? When you ping at someone and start screaming shit over your mic. I have won more goddamn team fights by screaming "Davai!" on my mic and running in with no plan than I ever have with planned communication. Your job as a captain is to get the rest of your team on the same level of ferocity as you can with the foreign dude. You yell all the time. "Go!" should be your most spoken phrase in the entire game. I don't care where you're from or what language you speak, but push early and kill early is the easiest Dota strat to both communicate and execute. If you're in this game and you pick CM and buy wards and stack like a good little support, you're gonna have a bad fucking time. If you pick Omni Knight and go Davai! Diving tier 3s at 8 minutes with your entire team, you're gonna have a great time, or you're gonna have one quick-ass game and go to the next one. A hell of a lot faster and a hell of a lot more pumped up than you were trying to communicate a 70-minute late game with 4 dudes from the United fucking Nations on your team. Push, kill, yell. All humans have their own culture, their own people, but we're all fucking from cavemen, so take out some clubs and beat some goddamn heads in that early game. Number 3, the Trench Commander. This is the Bizarro version of you. He starts the game by telling people what to do instead of asking them to do it. Everything he says is negative, aggressive, judgmental. His calls are bad, his plays are bad, his ideas are bad, and he talks the whole goddamn game trying to control it. He all chats the enemy team and tell him that his teammates suck. He will ruin you if you let him. This one is pretty tricky to handle with positive communication, but the one way to do it is to get him to talk to you instead of the team. Ask for his advice and immediately discard it, but do sound sincere. Feed his ego, but then, after he makes a wrong call, tell him what was wrong with it. Slowly steal control from him. When you flame someone on your team, come to their defense and say what they did right and what they can do to win. Your end goal is not to be this kid's friend. Your end goal is to get your teammates to listen to you since you've been protecting them and to make this idiot shut up after telling him everything was wrong the whole game. If he's a cool dude and just doesn't know what he's doing, that's cool, be nice to him. Just talk to him, keep him motivated. But if he is a husk with a microphone, you school that dumbass so hard he only gets on the mic to say thank you very much after you win the fucking game. Alright, well, speaking of destroying people, let's talk about negative communication. Oh, did you think that this was gonna be a speech about not being mean to people? Listen, this isn't a fucking Disney movie, okay? This is real life. And being nice to everybody, that ain't gonna win. No, this is how you communicate with people negatively to win you games and MMR. Alright, so positive communication, that can get you super far. Telling people what you're thinking, what you're doing, when you want to fight, and complimenting them after great plays are all great. But sometimes, that stuff don't work. Sometimes you gotta use negative communication. Take, for example, the following scenario. You have a jungle axe with a blink dagger and a blade mail at 20 minutes. His score is 0 deaths, 0 kills, and you just lost another team fight because he's still farming. Now, do you ask him nicely to come and help you? Maybe. Maybe you've asked him 3 times already. You want to know what's more effective? Calling him a pussy-ass bitch and telling him to get his coward ass out of the jungle before you block every fucking camp with a ward. Now, I know this seems harsh, but people are motivated by 2 different things. Some people are motivated extrinsically, which is to say they're motivated to do things for external rewards like money, cars, and praise. Praise is the big one. When you tell someone they did a good job after a kill and they give you a well played after, that's extrinsic motivation. They want to do good because you're the leader and you're saying, hey, you did a great job.
Can we duel in bot with Plop?
I already have him.
There you go. I bought. Bye, Bazzy. Yeah. Second, then I'd have to inform this camp on it.
Take fast.
That's fine. That's good. Good deal.
You should deny right now and pop a clarity. Oh, you don't have a clarity.
I'll buy it.
You're Enigma, so you need to buy clarities.
I'm laning, that's why I don't buy clarities.
Can you buy clarity right now? Before it's too late. Buy clarity? I'll buy for you. Can you buy clarity?
Holy shit, these idle ones are nerfed.
But you can't farm. Just stay in the lane then. Deny the range group.
Gosh. You can farm, obviously, but
Deny the range group.
take the ward.